you love.
Feel good vibes and great music. This is Radio 44. Your music, your life. This is the Morning Mojo with Jeet
On Radio 44.
I want you to think about this. Every time you step out of your home, that concrete jungle that you live in, I want you to think about the air that you breathe, that little breeze that you feel on your skin, the beautiful colors, vivid greenery, the flowers. You can think about that right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Now I want you to picture all that gone. The world is empty. That is what we're doing to the planet. Think of a planet like that, a barren land, maybe a Mars in the future. But we all do have the power to make a change, to prevent that from happening. Today, we do have Parivartan Sharma, the director of EcoLoop Solutions Africa Limited, and we're going to talk about healing the planet together, how we can reduce, reuse, and recycle effectively. So keep it right here, don't go anywhere. Good morning from Radio 44. First of all, sir, thank you so much for joining us right here at Radio 44.
Thanks a lot, Jeet. It's nice meeting you and the warmth your whole team, Radio 44, has given.
No, it's always good to find someone who's not just protecting themselves and taking care of themselves, but protecting a planet that we all live in, and understanding that we are all part of a very big family, which is exactly what it is. So let's get straight into it. As I discussed this with you, we all live a life, the way we do. We're always just thinking about ourselves, how we look in front of society, how we look in front of our peers, bosses, whatnot. It's all just living for ourselves, but we barely think about, the planet that we live in. Now, you believe Earth's sustainability is as important as our own lives. How did you actually choose this path, and what was your inspiration?
Talking about inspiration, Jeet, I've been always a person who looks out for inspirational quotes. I came across one with the 4 myths the society lives with. The first is, money can buy happiness, weapons can bring security, technology will bring peace and prosperity, and Earth will provide unlimited resources. And I started thinking, is that true? Is the Earth going to give us unlimited resources? I had left the agri industry last year and was looking for purpose. And Ritu Batesa, who is also a director at the EcoLoop Solutions, is the visionary behind this. And she had a vision of having a recycling startup, and we wanted to do something different. So we thought, let's try and put something called eco back in the economy, as well as the ecosystem, not just in the economy.
Right.
And we started EcoLoop Solutions Africa to help everyone close the loop on waste, individually and collectively. So digging deeper on purpose, environmental sustainability was the answer. That's how we started EcoLoop Solutions Africa.
And that's why the logo literally has the loop.
Yes, it has. And if you visit our website, there's an animation to the loop. It goes light green, dark green.
Okay, excellent. So since you've been in this and you've truly understood, how we can mitigate, all the effects of whatever we're doing. So, what are the biggest contributors right now to environmental damage?
I would say greenhouse gas emissions. This is like one of the number one, risks which we are looking at. And definitely we know the reasons, how it comes about. Landfills. Speaking about landfills, we have only one landfill in Nairobi, and that's like almost 30 acres. And the size of Nairobi is 690 square kilometers, which is like 172,000 acres. And what are we looking at? 30 acres?
30 acres.
So you can just imagine the constipated state of our environment.
Good
and
Lord.
the illegal dump sites which are there existing. So greenhouses are basically not just during within the meat industry or the dairy industry, but landfills also contribute to a lot, especially the methane gas, because decomposition takes place in the landfills in an anaerobic way. There's no oxygen,
right,
and that leads to greenhouse gas emissions like methane, and we're using so many other fossil fuels for energy. So greenhouse gas emissions is number one, I would say. Then plastic and non-biodegradable waste. So we definitely need to adopt recyclology. That's reduce, reuse, and recycle, and that's the only way to reduce. Plastic may not be bad. It's something which we have become.
We need it.
We need it, and we are so used to it, dependent on it. So it's better just to recycle it. Also be responsible about it.
Stop. Maybe reduce your single-use plastic.
Definitely, that's the way to go. And individually, everyone can make those choices. We cannot expect just the waste management companies to do that or the government to do that. What are we doing on an individual level? That's very important. Are we making those conscious choices every time, or are we just letting it somebody else to do it?
You know what? I think the best way I can say this is this. Some of us do have people cleaning our homes for us. We pay them a certain amount. But if those, if the person we've hired is not around for 3-4 days, would you leave your house as messy, or would you clean it up yourself? So it's the same thing with the planet.
True, you have to take charge.
Yes, indeed. All right, we will be back shortly, right after this.
The hits you love.
Feel good vibes and great music.
Oh, yeah.
This is Radio 44. Your music, your life.
Even the other stations are listening.
We do have someone very special, like we've been talking about the environment. This is, of course, Mr. Parivartan Sharma, the director at EcoLoop Solutions Africa. We are talking about the environment, and today is World Environment Day. Now, let's talk about this. I think we've had this discussion where we live in a planet with limited resources, but we as humans have unlimited needs, and unlimited needs means more products mean more harm to the environment and much more waste. So the question is, how does your company, EcoLoop Solutions Africa, reduce the impacts of this waste?
Thanks. I can remember a very wonderful quote from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, there is enough for everyone's need, but there isn't enough for one man's greed. So basically we all have that collective responsibility in seeing how we can try and utilize the resources in an appropriate way and not create more waste unnecessarily. At EcoLoop we believe that waste is actually a resource awaiting transformation, and probably we just need the regulatory framework as well as machinery to efficiently transform it. Our mission is to seamlessly integrate waste management solutions into everyday life. So our solutions empower individuals as well as communities to action their inert intentions of having a cleaner, greener planet. But somehow they are not able to get that kind of a platform or a solution which they can personally use.
Do themselves, yes.
Yeah, do it yourself.
Yeah.
So we are offering those kind of solutions.
Okay, excellent. Now, if you're logged on to radio44.co.ke, you can hit that watch live button, and on the screen you will see a beautiful, phenomenal product. All right. And if you aren't watching us live, well, gotta say, watch us live right now. So right behind Mr. Sharma is his product, the Aerobin Home Composter. A beautiful, such an easy product to assemble, I must add. It wasn't as massive as I thought it would be. So could you tell us a little more about this product and its use?
Well, the Aerobin is an Australian innovation and the world's most static and advanced organic composter. When we say static, it doesn't require any power to operate, and you don't need to add any kind of chemicals or additives to start the composting process as
Okay.
such. So it has a suite of patented features,
Mhm.
like the base has got a vents at the base, and it's got a central aeration lung, which
Yes.
promotes aeration. So for composting, we need carbon, we need nitrogen, we need moisture, and we need oxygen.
Right.
So oxygen is being supplied through the aeration lung
Mhm.
in a natural way. So the panels also for the aerobin are insulated, so that maintains the temperature inside, creates a proper environment for all the microorganisms which are naturally present in our waste. So like sources of nitrogen, we can just think of vegetable peels, fruit peels, coffee grounds. This is in every household.
Yeah.
Yeah, in every household you'll find this. Sources of carbon, we can think of used cartons, we can just
Paper, yeah.
paper and so many, and it is available with us.
Mhm.
But we don't segregate, we don't.
Yeah, we
like
don't
it-
separate. We don't do any of that.
and we just put it together and pass the buck on to the garbage truck. So aerobin even has a recirculation system.
Mhm.
It's got a leachate reservoir with a tap where you can tap the compost tea,
Mhm.
and it comes with a 3-year warranty.
And how much would a product like this go up?
The 200 liter with a small footprint of half a square meter by 1.2 meters tall is going for 40,600 inclusive VAT.
Okay,
And
okay.
on this World Environment Day,
Mhm.
we're offering a 5% discount.
Excellent. So, you know what? If you could actually give your website details right now. So, if you've heard about this, I think just let's go to the website right now.
Yeah, it's myecoloop.com.
myecoloop.com. So just go over there. It's a very interesting product. This is the kind of product you could literally have in your apartment, all right, your block of apartments. It's a collective effort. And if you do have your own house with a little bit of a garden space, I got to tell you, this is the perfect thing you need. And here we are, all completely blinded by the fact that we are doing things that are actually destroying the environment. And we do have Mr. Sharma over here. We talked about the aerobin, beautiful product, but there was also something else that completely, so like I said, my father was in the plastic industry for a long time, so I know how bad plastic is. And then I came across your product, a reverse vending machine that collects PET bottles for recycling. How does this work, and how are you going to implement this in Kenya?
Thanks. That's a Herculean task, but I must say it's a wonderful product. The reverse vending machine, we call it the RVM. It not only collects PET bottles but even metal cans.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So it has got a segregation bin for both of them. It's got image detection sensors installed in there, and once you put in, it does the crushing. You register. You earn redeemable points that you can encash through M-Pesa, or we can even develop a marketplace depending on how the market accepts this. You can do a lot of things with the RVM. Basically, the whole purpose of RVM is to incentivize consumers. You see, waste is a collective responsibility. It's the producer, the consumer, and the place where it's being consumed. So how do we incentivize people to bring back what they are consuming and leaving out as PET waste or metal can waste? So the RVM does that. It incentivizes people to bring it on these redeemable points and cash, or even donate. It depends what your motivation is. But in that way, we will be able to analyze data on real-time basis and see this is how Nairobi or Kenya is responding to the call for recycling.
I love the idea because you see, it's number one, I am doing this for myself, and everyone keeps asking the question. In fact, one of the most iconic movie dialogues I remember from my youth was, the question that makes the world go around is, what's in it for me? So the fact that you're actually putting an incentive to recycling, it might actually start something. And I think it's a truly revolutionary product. We're taking another short break, but we're going to come back. And this time, I got to say, the facts are going to blow your mind. And we do have Mr. Parivartan Sharma right here with us. And of course, on this World Environment Day, we are talking about what matters most and the environment it is. So, I came across this extremely scary report. According to World Bank, all right, Nairobi generates about 2,000 to 2,500 tons of waste per day. And according to World Bank, they actually predict a 65% increase by 2050. I still think it's going to go up much more than that. Now, here's the question. What are the risks associated with poor waste management?
Well, Jeet, when we talk about waste management, the word itself, waste, says what needs to be done. Waste management means manage your water, air, soil. That's WASTE, to get a good environment. So waste management is about managing our water, air, and soil. And the biggest risks which we can look at coming through is environmental.
Yeah.
Because organic and plastic waste, which is the major chunk of the waste generated, like almost 70% of our waste generated in a household is organic in nature. Imagine all that going to the landfills.
Yes.
And water body contamination is another big risk.
Huge.
Microplastics getting into a food chain through various ways. Even increased litter in the environment is a health issue for
definitely
in the offing, and definitely it even is going to waste our natural resources trying to make more of what we need to consume.
And the fact that very few people are into composting in Nairobi, in Kenya, I think one of the biggest problems is people don't tend to understand that soil itself has a life cycle. If it's used over and over and over again, it loses all its nutrients. Then it becomes... That's why we had incredible dust storms in United States back in the days, because of the lack of putting back nutrients into the soil. And that, I think, is what you are trying to prevent.
Yeah, composting has very, very many advantages. It improves the soil structure, water retention, and so many ways. It actually closes the natural carbon cycle also. So composting is the way, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who do composting, but in the conventional method, dig a pit and put things in there, or even turn it around at times and things. But that's not the right way of doing. Aerobin is going to revolutionize modern living.
Excellent.
We can just compost and
from the comfort of your home without any starter kit or anything.
And even if you're living in an apartment, get together, put up a community composting area. Usually we have a place where we put the dustbins.
Yes.
Have a few of these aerobins there.
Yeah.
Designate a person, let him do the mixing and loading into the aerobin, and enjoy the benefits.
Beautiful. Now, with we've been talking about wants and needs, and I think we as humans we're becoming lazier. That's the best way to say it. We're always looking for products to make our lives easier. So with these wants, not needs, these wants, manufacturing has increased a lot globally. So with all these manufacturing facilities being put left, right, and center everywhere. How do large organizations control waste, and how can they improve their waste management?
Primarily, each and every enterprise needs to conduct production and energy audits to reduce their process loss. That would be the beginning, because if you can't measure it, you can't improve it.
Yes.
So we need to do those audits. We need to segregate our waste at source, try to make it easier for recycling.
Yes.
We need to make eco-friendly purchases, try and see how recyclables are prioritized in our purchases, compost as much organic waste as possible, take your plastic PET bottles to the RVM.
Yes, indeed.
And inculcate a culture of environmental stewardship. I think this should go through corporates who have environmental and sustainability responsibility programs.
Yes.
They can take this to the schools. Let the children learn about this new technology, at least in Kenya.
Indeed, yes.
And like, the kids can learn from an early age how to deal with their organic waste, how to deal with their pet bottle waste, their metal can waste.
Get into gardening, understand how you can use compost.
Yes, so
Yeah. It's beautiful. Mr. Sharma, I think, we at Radio 44 completely support what you're doing. Yes, sir.
okay, I would like to give you a very wonderful quote
Yes.
from Robert Swan. He
Please.
says the greatest threat the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it.
Oh.
So we want all the listeners of Radio 44 and Nairobi in general to appreciate this program which has been
Yes.
hosted by you, and try and make this a better place for us.
I think those are the best parting words one can ask for. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, for your time. And we at Radio 44, we completely support this, and we're looking forward to a partnership with you.
Thank you.